Hello, everybody. It's Colonel Steve at my place, the ABV Barrel Shop here in suburban St. Louis. And I would encourage you to do one thing. If nothing else from this video, go to abvbarrelshop.com, scroll down, find the form, and put in your email address and your name, and boom, you'll be signed up for our email distribution. We send out 2 emails a week, one on Monday, one on Friday. I do some writing in the Friday edition. I do a blog. And yeah, I would encourage you to check it out. It's fun. I have some fun with it. It's not your typical liquor store email, that's for sure. So sign up for that. I think you'll be pleased with that once you see it. Talking today a little bit about another company that I have called the ABV Network. A lot of you know that as the media company. Of course, I do the podcast and I make movies, all kinds of cool stuff in terms of bourbon media, but it's also an events company. And one of the events that I do is called Bourbon Palooza. Matter of fact, I call that division of the company Bourbon Palooza. It's named after our flagship event, which is the Bourbon Palooza. We do 2 events a year. One is in Bardstown, Kentucky. We're getting ready to do that one at the end of the month. That'll be fun. That's a sold-out event. We're taking over the Bardstown Motor Lodge in terms of staying there. And then we have all kinds of events that you can go to, which is pretty cool. We'll be doing the next one in St. Louis. So if you want to come to St. Louis or you live here, you haven't done Bourbon Palooza yet, you need to get on the list. Let me know. Reach out to me and let me know that you'd like to be on that. What it is, it's two days of fun stuff. So Friday night, there'll be a bourbon dinner in Oakville, which is right here next to Arnold, which is where the shop is at. We do a themed dinner, and it's really cool. Not everybody has to go to that. It's you pay for the individual events that you go to when it comes to Bourbon Palooza. So many of you will go to that. It's a fantastic event. We had a great time last year. I know people are looking forward to it this year. And then on the 11th, we do a series of events. There's 4 different events going on, 4 in the morning at 10 o'clock, 4 in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. And they're at different places. Where are these events at, Steve? Well, it depends on who we get signed on this year, but they're at distilleries. Some of them are here at the Barrel Shop, and it's an opportunity to do very small groups. We're talking about groups of about 24 or less, and spend some time with individuals from the bourbon industry. So like last year, we did some events out at Nobleton's Distilling House. So the group goes out there, and one of the events was like a long-range shooting thing. So Demetrius has a bus. At least he was supposed to have a bus. It canceled or something. I don't know what happened to the bus. So he had to take people by a van and go to his family farm. Once there, they did some long-range gun shooting. So, if you're into shooting guns, it's a great opportunity to do that. We also did another event with him where they had lunch. So Demetrius, of course, has a farm. Not only does he raise, vegetables and all kinds of grains and stuff like that, but he also has livestock there. So they had like a steak lunch. And then, of course, it was prepared by his team right there on site at the distillery. Really fun stuff. That's just some of the things that we're doing. And there'll be many more. We'll do, I'm sure, something at Old Monroe, still 6:30 we did last year. We'll do, those sort of things. We had Meredith Berry, the great bartender here from the St. Louis area. She did an event for us last year. I'm sure she'll be on board to do another one this year. Luxco, or, all the MGP brands really supported us. They did an event actually here at our Speakeasy next door. And, so it's a great opportunity to do these events in very small groups. Like I said, 24 people or less. And, I'm going to have to get that.
Call from wireless caller.
ABV Barrel Shop. Nope, I did not. Sometimes, unfortunately, these places that spam you and try to rip you off and do all kinds of things, they're not using their number, of course. They steal legitimate business numbers and they make calls utilizing that. Where it might show up on your caller ID as we called you, but I can assure you we did not. I own this business. It's called the ABV Barrel Shop. It's a liquor store and here in St. Louis, Missouri. Really? Yeah, that's terrible. I hate to hear that for you. It's not us, and I've been here by myself. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we do get those phone calls from time to time, and I don't know how to make it stop because you don't know who's doing it. It would be, I don't know how you get someone to stop it. Because obviously they're trying to mask themselves. They don't want to, people to know who they are because they're trying to steal from people. So yeah, it's a terrible situation. So I apologize for that. It's nothing to do with us. I don't know how they end up using our number. Yeah, so yeah. Right, exactly. Hey, you too. Oh, I appreciate that, sir. You have a good day. All right, bye. All right, I'm back. That was something you have to deal with when you have a legitimate business. And this happens from time to time. These spam callers, people that are trying to rip people off, they utilize legitimate business numbers. And I don't know how they do it. Don't ask me how they can mask their number and make it look like it's me calling them. But from time to time, we get that where this gentleman was an older guy, unfortunately, and someone's trying to rip him off. And they called, and it was from my number. And the guy calls me back and says, you called me? And I said, no, I didn't. I'm here by myself. Matter of fact, I was recording with you guys. I wasn't calling anybody. So, yeah, it's terrible. So I don't know how you stop it because obviously the people that are trying to do these things aren't, really out there. They're trying to mask themselves, and they're pretty smart when it comes to IT things and stuff like that. So, I don't know, call the police and what are they going to do? I mean, they have no idea who it is any more than I do making these phone calls. So, it's a weird thing. But anyway, Bourbon Palooza, that's just a side. It happens. I apologize. So Bourbon Palooza, one of our greatest events, and I'm lining out the events now. I'm trying to get through the event that we're doing at the end of March here first. Once I get through that, then I turn my attention to what we're doing in St. Louis. So I work on this stuff year round to some degree. I'm working on both of them year round, but really when you're talking about being a few weeks out, my focus, my attention is right now on Bardstown. But once I get through that, I'm going to start working with the people here in St. Louis and seeing what sort of events we can do. It's going to be incredibly and fun. How it works is we do a draft for the events. So we actually get on Zoom and we're like, okay, we're doing the morning events first, the 10 a.m. events first. Again, there's 4 events. Each will have a description of them. You'll know what they're doing, where it's going to be at, and what the cost is. And if I call you, you're pick number 1, you can pick any of the 4 events. And it goes like that way until they fill up. Again, we can have up to 24 spots in each of these. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And then once one fills up, you got to get the other ones and stuff like that. So it should be fun. And then, so that's on Saturday. That's the 11th. October 11th. So October 10th is the dinner. October 11th is the events. Sunday the 12th, no events scheduled. A lot of people, of course, if you got friends that you meet or anything like that, a lot of them have breakfast before they head out of town, the ones that aren't from here. So definitely consider being part of Bourbon Palooza 2025. And yes, it would be a lot of fun, and I'd love to see you here in St. Louis. By the way, you can stop by and see what we have going on. And of course, we do have a private party that we do in the middle of this thing. Once you get through all the events on Saturday, the day ends here at the shop where we have a private event, a whiskey tasting and things like that, just for people that are attending Bourbon Palooza. So please be part of it. Hopefully you can. Love to see you here in St. Louis.